We know all the usual suspects by now, the Xabi Alonsos, the Julian Nagelsmanns, the big names that are thrown around every time there's an opening or about to be an opening for a new manager. But from the chaotic heart of La Liga comes a new name on the horizon, a 37-year-old with strong lineage and a building track record that is going to catch the eyes of some of the biggest clubs in Europe. But before you start calling for him to manage your club, we first have to ask ourselves, who is Íñigo Pérez? Everybody loves a good high press these days, and right now nobody embodies that tactical strategy more than 37-year-old Íñigo Pérez of Rayo Vallecano. Perez has Vallecano once again comfortably in the middle of the La Liga table and competing in Europe for the first time in their history, vastly overperforming the club's budget and historical expectations. But his success isn't built on luck. It's built on a ruthless, aggressive system refined in the cauldron of Spanish football. And while Premier League clubs have been knocking on his door for years, it was actually some bureaucratic red tape that kept him in Spain as long as he has and has allowed him to build the resume he has now built. But before we get into all that, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me down below so you can follow the channel. Get down in the comments, do you want Perez to be your next manager? You can also leave some comments on Twitter and Blue Sky at PitchsidePub, and check out the website pitchsidepub.com. Born in Pamplona in 1988, Perez was a central midfielder as a player, a position that requires the most tactical awareness on the pitch. But his true managerial journey began not in the dugout, but as an understudy to his mentor, Andoni Iraola. Perez jumped directly to the Rayo Vallecano bench upon retiring as a player in 2022, serving as Iraola's trusted assistant for one season before Iraola made the jump to Bournemouth in the Premier League in 2023. Perez was expected to join Iraola at Bournemouth, but he was denied a work permit by the UK thanks to their strict post-Brexit rules, so he stayed at Vallecano and remained an assistant under new manager Francisco Rodriguez, who lasted only 27 matches before being fired in 2024. Perez was finally given the opportunity to be the lead man, and he has not disappointed. In his first full season in charge, Perez guided his small Rayo Vallecano club to an 8th place finish and a berth in the UEFA Conference League, the club's first ever appearance on the continental stage. That, combined with the success of his mentor Iraola at Bournemouth and the similarities of their coaching styles, has teams knocking on the door once again for Perez's services. Perez's coaching identity is defined by his commitment to aggressive, disruptive football. The hallmark of Perez's work is his elite high pressing. Rayo Vallecano is the second most intense pressing side in the entirety of La Liga as measured by passes allowed per defensive action. They actively seek to win the ball back high up the pitch, often outpacing rivals like Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid in defensive intensity. This aggressive playing style comes with two primary tactical objectives. First is disruption. The high-intensity system ensures the opposition is denied rhythm and composure, forcing errors and denying clear build-up paths. This is essential for a club like Rayo Vallecano, which is typically less talented than the opposition. Second is the creation of opportunities. This pressing system is explicitly designed as an offensive tool, maximizing the effect of the rapid transition phase when the opponent is disorganized. Perez's tactical genius is demonstrated by his adaptable philosophy when it comes to formations to create stability. His two main structures are the 4-2-3-1 or the 4-4-2. The 4-2-3-1 is the workhouse, providing safety and defensive balance. Perez uses it to build his aggressive system, ensuring that the high-risk pressing actions are covered by the solid double pivot in midfield and a rigid defensive line. But he will at times shift to a 4-4-2, allowing him to create vertical lines of pressure and apply specialized man marking to opposing center backs, fundamentally disrupting the opponent's buildup in deep areas. This flexibility allows Rayo Vallecano to adapt quickly and effectively counter both possession-dominant opponents like Barcelona and deep-lying opposition like Atletico Madrid. But regardless of the formation, the characteristics of Perez's philosophy remain the same. Extreme high pressure lead to attacking opportunities. Perez has consistently demonstrated a highly strategic approach to his career, proving that loyalty and patience can sometimes be better than a quick payday. In early 2025, with his contract winding down, he was the subject of intense domestic speculation. He reportedly received a massive financial offer from La Liga rivals Osasuna that would have tripled his salary to 1.8 million euros per year. Not only did he turn the offer down, but he publicly denounced the rumors, saying that they showed a lack of respect both for Rayo Vallecano and his counterpart at Osasuna, turning down what could have been a massive payday out of loyalty to his current club. It happened again just this past September when Nottingham Forest sounded him out as a potential replacement for Nuno Espirito Santo. Perez once again refused to walk out on his club mid-season, solidifying his reputation as not only a strong tactical manager, but a man of integrity. Perez fosters a family atmosphere centered on deep trust at Vallecano, but that doesn't mean he's afraid to take on conflict when necessary. During a Conference League game against Lech Poznan, there was a furious confrontation with veteran defender Ivan Balju after being substituted, to the point where the club president addressed potential discipline after the game. But Perez publicly defended his player and downplayed the situation, diffusing what could have been a very bad situation for their locker room and reinforcing what he needs from his players to play the high-intensity system that he requires. Íñigo Pérez is quickly becoming one of the most coveted managers in Europe, and with his contract running out at the end of the season, he could be a free acquisition for his next club, where they wouldn't require any compensation back to Rayo Vallecano. Now, a jump in both club size and level could be too much for him, so we could see Perez jump to a larger La Liga club to prove that he's more than just a manager who can get lesser teams to overachieve, or we could see him jump to a bigger league like the Premier League, but at a smaller club like Nottingham Forest, which was interested in him, or Bournemouth, as his mentor Areola did. Either way, assuming the work permit situation gets handled, a jump to the Premier League is a very real possibility, and there should be no shortage of openings at the next level for Perez. What do you think? Do you want Perez to coach your club? Where do you see him fitting? Get down in that comment section. Let me know your thoughts. You can also leave some comments on Twitter and Blue Sky at Pitchside Pub. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me down below so you can follow the channel and check out the website pitchsidepub.com. Thanks as always for joining us here on Pints and Punditry at the Pitchside Pub.